chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10-2 stop.
Rip left.
Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A nice run there by Gurley on first down as he'll get about 7 out of it. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Mostert. And an alley to run. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now Gurley. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. They are going for it. It's Tannehill. And he finds Jimmy Graham. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
13 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Mostert. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down. Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Check, 59, 59. I'm coming after you.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all it does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And our statistician, Ben Ramsar, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him, because he's disrupting everything.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Out of the shotgun, Breida looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 45-yard line. Here's Breida. And an alley to run. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
56 to mark. 56. Check 56.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Tannehill. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. On first down, it's Gurley. And an alley to run. A big run there by Gurley. 54 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hey, Charlie. Don't get nervous.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Tannehill. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, back up. Check, 59. Let's go, D. Ready?
Here's Tannehill. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. And he will go down left side of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack. Bridgewater from the gun on third down. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Let's go. First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now it's Breida. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, check. 3 down. Watch safety green. Man. Hey, Mike, 57. Okay, double up. Check 4. Switch. Check, go.
They just do get the play off. Now Bridgewater. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
56. Check 56. He's coming. Double up. Over. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Watch the curl.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And he rifles one incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. That'll bring up second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Shift. Watch the shift. Watch it. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Throwing on second and long. Bridgewater got a man open. It's Ross.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And again, it's Bridgewater. Throw left side complete. It's Grant. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
I'm coming after you.
They run for it with Breida. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 13-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for the...
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, Jaguars. Todd Gurley, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They run with Breida. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Check safety, check safety.
Now a give to Breida. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
He's crouching. He's checking crack. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Shit, shit. Hayward.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. He's going to go, and it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. And now he'll tuck it and run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. You remember me? You remember me?
Here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Adrian Amos with a pick. Mecole Hardman, the intended target.
Slam, slam, slam. Watch the safety creep.
Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, as they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On the handoff, this is Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 42-yard line.
Bridgewater. Brought in over the middle by Grant. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Team showed up. Nice 57's right. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
First down, Bridgewater. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Bridgewater to throw it. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Bridgewater on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again they run with Gurley. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Tannehill now to throw. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. Flushed out right. And he finds a man. That's Watkins. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Gets it to Hardman, a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Five. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Go. Ready?
On 2nd and 12, Tannehill. And that's incomplete.
Tannehill's pass incomplete on the throwaway. Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
On the ready.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta. Nice, sweetheart. 59, Mike. Check, 59. Watch the pass.
To throw is Tannehill. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing is Bridgewater. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And that pitch just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Todd Gurley standing by his lonesome in the backfield here, 2nd and goal.
Watch the ship. X3, 218, chop. Go.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. not call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". It's going to be a long day. Let's go.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
Joker. Check 50. Check. Go. Check. Check 13. General West. Let's go.
They're running with Gurley. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. Gurley unable to punch it in on 4th and goal. And this Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and if finally kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll throw again from their own end zone. And his throw here is incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Let's get off the field. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that away. No.
Bridgewater from his end zone on 3rd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
This is fielded inside the 5. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they got an answer for it.
They go with Gurley on 1st down, but he goes nowhere. They bottle him up for a loss of a couple. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Now. Check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out. Defense.
Here's Tannehill. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have?
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 40, the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Todd Gurley, 93 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield, and to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. It's complete to Grant.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And now here is another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. That turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 16-yard line.
Another carry now for Gurley. And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jared Cook. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Mike is 59. Mike to 52.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This to make it a 3-score game late. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Tannehill staying out there. They're going to go on 4th down.
Go. Check. Yo.
They snap it to Tannehill. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Not that time for Watkins. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Steps away to his left. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Check three.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and forever. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and a long way to go. Bridgewater now in desperation. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by James Bradbury. The 30. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A run with Gurley there on 1st down. Going to get about 4 yards. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he stopped immediately there. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Sammy Watkins. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Bridgewater. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Here's Mostert. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with it. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the right hash, this from 53. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good.